Color. That's what comes to mind first whenever I think about nature. It's all around, every animal, every plant. It's all expressed in an infinite array of colors. My name is Jason Isley and I'm a conservation photographer. For a professional photographer, getting the shot is just the beginning. I then have to transform that digital image into something real, into something that an audience can fully experience. And that's exactly why I chose the new Canon PIXMA Pro-100. Aside from nature itself, there's no other printer that handles color so beautifully. The Pro-100 reproduces every nuance and every detail with incredible precision. It prints photos just as I envision them, creating the reality I want to bring to the viewer. Until the Pro-100, I've never been able to achieve this outside of a professional photo lab. The Pro-100 uses a 12-color Lucia ink system, 6 pigment inks, 5 monochrome inks, and Chroma Optimizer. The 12-color system expands the color gamut in every direction, so there's no color loss from input to output. The colors of an image printed on the Pro-100 are extremely close to what we see in nature. As good as the 12-color ink system is, it gets even better with the Pro-100's Optimum Image Generation System. What OIG does is to analyze every single color and then determine the perfect combination of inks to create that color. This means it minimizes any color differences between the reality and the print. The 12-color ink system also enhances black density in the dark areas. You get fine detail even in deep shadows. You can see where the tiny scales meet the background. Yet it also enhances the highlight areas. Now, all this is very important to a professional, particularly when your photos are presenting a reality that others seldom experience. Now, another thing I like about the Pro-100 is Chroma Optimizer, which is used to coat your print. This eliminates the problem of uneven glossiness by creating a more uniform ink droplet height over the entire image. And that means the glossiness is uniform across the image. There's plenty of color in a mangrove swamp, but sometimes it's a monochrome world. The Pro-100's 5 monochrome inks give both color and black and white photos much smoother gradation and far less graininess, so all the detail is realized. And with such similar shades, optimal gradation allows you to recognize the subtle differences in shading and texture. That's what makes creatures like this so amazing. With the Pro-100's grayscale photo feature, you can convert color prints to superb black and white prints with a click. And again, you'll see an incredible presentation of detail, even in the very dark areas. As they do with black and white, the monochrome inks smoothen the gradation in color photos, so you can see all the detail. In the highlight areas, the light gray ink is especially effective for reducing graininess. Ultimately, the Pro-100's 5 monochrome inks bring a new dimension to both color and black and white photos. You really have to see it to believe it. In the jungle, you're surrounded by color, but you get a lot of shadows and dark areas. The Color Management Tool Pro software gives you complete control over your color management workflow. When I printed the image, it matched exactly. I've never seen such color precision outside of a professional lab. Now keep in mind, I use the default color management settings to do this, which means the Pro-100 itself managed the colors. You don't need a computer to print either. You can print directly from any PicBridge compatible camera. It's also Ethernet ready, so it's easy to create a wired network. That's really handy back at my studio. The Pro-100 has an auto paper feeder as well as manual feed in the back for thicker papers. And speaking of papers, it handles a wide variety of Canon photo and fine art papers, as well as many third-party papers. Now this really increases your presentation capabilities, and you can print sizes from 4 by 6 inches to A3+. There's one other feature that I really appreciate since my printouts are going to be exhibited, and that's ambient light correction. It takes into account the type of light your photos will be exhibited under and adjusts for this variable. Your photos look exactly the way you want them to when they're exhibited. The Canon PIXMA Pro-1 is a professional photo printer that allows me to do my job even better. It offers great color and consistency. It's fast, efficient, and easy to use. It helps me bring a new reality to people who couldn't experience it otherwise. Ultimately, the Pro-1 lets me show nature's true colors.
Canon, delighting you always.